Now, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like no matter how much you work, how many hours you put in, how much energy you give, that it's never enough? The bills don't stop coming. The prices at the grocery store keep going up. And the rent or the mortgage payment eats at your chest every single month. And on top of that, you're trying to provide for your family in a halal way. What do I mean by that? No shortcuts, no haram side hustles. And sometimes it feels like you end up suffocating under all that pressure. You start asking yourself, am I ever going to get ahead? Or is the struggle just my life until, until death? By the end of this video though, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, you'll know exactly why you feel stuck financially. And what's even more important than that is you'll know the steps that you can take to break free from this cycle while still holding on to your deen. And that's the most important thing. That's why we're here. But before we go any further, let me ask you this. Do you ever look at your paycheck and then turn around and look at your family and wonder, am I failing them? This isn't a weird question. This is something that many of us have experienced. And with my time as being a personal growth and development coach, or as some of you may call it, a life coach, this is something or a question or an idea that people go through all of the time. And if you need some help trying to work all of this out, contact me. Now, here's the truth. Financial stability as a Muslim in the West, it's not just about working harder, even though this is what everyone keeps trying to tell you. It's actually about working smarter and changing the whole of your mindset and aligning your financial habits with the values that we learned as Muslims in Islam. And I'll show you exactly how to start doing that today. Now, you might be asking, Abdul-Lateef, here you go on another tangent. Why does this matter? And as usual, I'm going to break it down from these three different lenses: the personal, communal, and the future lens. In terms of the personal lens, you need to understand that financial stress does not just hurt your bank account. It eats away at your iman, your marriage, your health, your peace of mind. When you're constantly worried about money, how easy is it really for you to focus on the salah? How is it, or how do you find it, or do you find it easy to be patient with your kids or even be gentle with your spouse? All while your head is full of numbers and deadlines and all of the rest of that. And in terms of the communal lens, our ummah in the West is struggling financially. Too many Muslims are drowning in debt, chasing the haram or haram income, we could say, because of the fact that they feel trapped or simply living paycheck to paycheck. And that's most of our situation. And when our families are weak financially, our masajid are also weak. And so are our schools. We can't build strong financial institutions or strong institutions when we as individuals are barely keeping the lights on in our houses. And as far as the future lens, if nothing changes, what's that going to look like? More families stuck in cycles of debt, more children growing up stressed out because money was always a fight back at home. More Muslims compromising on deen, or when it comes to deen, for the sake of what? For the sake of dollars. That's not the legacy we want to leave behind. Now pause for a second. Matter of fact, stop the video. I want you to think about something. Out of those three lenses, the personal, community, or the future lens, which one hits you the hardest? Now, when we talk about our real everyday life, I'm going to be real with you. Some of you are working 2 jobs, maybe even 3, and you're still falling behind. Some of you are drowning in credit card debt or student loans, and you feel like you'll never get out of it. You'll never escape. And some of you feel ashamed because your wife or your kids maybe asking you for things and you know that you can't afford it. And others are scared. And you say, scared of what? Scared that if you don't compromise on your values as a Muslim, that you won't possibly survive in today's system or today's world. And I know this because I've been there. And I know what it feels like to wake up at night with that knot in your stomach, thinking, how am I going to afford to pay these bills? How am I going to be able to take care of my family? And here's the thing, you're not by yourself in these thoughts. This is the reality for so many Muslims all across the West. If you don't believe me, go back to one of the last videos where one of the brothers, he called in and he talked about the fact that he was working 60 plus hours a week. And he himself was still struggling to cover the basic family expenses. So this isn't something that's rare. So now that we've talked about the problem, let's talk about the solution. No, these solutions aren't quick fixes. It's about building financial stability the Islamic way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a clear step-by-step breakdown. So make sure you stop this video right now. Go get your pen and pencil and write this down. Because you can't say Abdul-Lateef didn't give you the formula. Step 1. Shift your mindset about risk. You need to understand that your provision is from Allah. It doesn't come from your boss. It doesn't come from the economy. So I need you also to understand that this doesn't mean that you just sit back and do nothing. It means that you work hard, but you trust that what Allah has written for you will reach you and never miss you. This mindset reduces the panic and helps you make clearer, more halal choices. Step 2, cut out the leaks. Most families don't realize how much money slips through their fingers. Eating out every week, unnecessary subscriptions, i.e. Netflix and all of the rest of that, impulse shopping. All of these things add up. Track your spending for 1 month. You'll be shocked at how much money is being wasted. Cut those things that don't matter so that you can focus on those things that do. And step 3, build a simple budget. I know when we talk about this word budget, it sounds really boring. But think of it like a map for your money. Without a map, you're lost. Sit down with your spouse, write down all of your income, all of your expenses, and give every dollar a purpose before the month even starts. And step 4, tackle debt strategically. And make sure you pay attention. Write this one down if you didn't get any of the other ones. Debt is one of the heaviest chains that are going to be wrapped around you. List all of your debts, smallest to largest. Pay the minimum on all of them except the smallest one. And attack that one with everything extra that you have. Once it's gone, move on to the next smallest one, I should say. This methodology builds momentum and hope. Step 5, increase halal income. Listen, don't settle for just one stream of income if you have the ability or if you can help it. Think about halal side hustles, skills that you can develop, online opportunities, or even community-based businesses. You don't need to chase risky or haram shortcuts. There are halal paths if you're willing to just learn and make a little bit of a sacrifice. And step 6, build an emergency fund. You may not realize it, but even $500 that is saved up can protect you from turning back to credit cards when life happens. Slowly build up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. It's not impossible. Just start small and stay consistent. Step 7, invest in skills, not just stuff. Most of us buy things that lose value immediately. Cars, gadgets, clothes. But skills can bring in income for the rest of your life. Learn something that makes you more valuable in the job market. or allows you to even start your own business and work for yourself. Step 8, remember barakah. When your money is halal, when you give the zakat and give sadaqah, and when you avoid riba, your wealth might look small on paper, but Allah puts so much barakah in it and it lasts forever. So barakah can make a little bit stretch much further than you could ever imagine. Now, what I want now is I want to hear from you all. What do you all think is stopping you from breaking free from financial struggle, or these struggles that we all say that we're having, or we're all actually going through? And be honest. Is it the system? Is it your habits, your fears, or something else? Drop your answers in the comments. Don't just say them to me because I can't hear them. Drop them in the comments. I want to hear from you because you all are real people, and I don't want to just hear the perfect answers. Now listen, if this message hits you, don't just watch it and move on. And I know you always hear me say that. But understand, in this situation, this is what keeps people stuck. If you're serious about changing your financial situation and doing it in a halal way, then do this right now. Not later on, okay, I'll get back to it right now. Like this video so more Muslims can see it. Make sure that you share it with someone, even one individual, someone that you know who's struggling, because you never know whose life you can impact by sharing this video. And most importantly, leave a comment. Let's start a real conversation about money, deen, and survival in the West. Because the truth is, we can't stay silent about this anymore. Too many of us are hurting, and if we want a stronger ummah, it starts with stronger families. So take this step. Click like, share, and drop your comment, and let's keep building together.